All right, thanks for joining me here on Lee Pitts Live here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm here for Mother's Day celebration with my mom. I was riding through the neighborhood here in North Birmingham, not too far from where I grew up in Collegeville housing projects. I used to take about a 5-mile ride from home as a child, started in 5th grade, where I worked at for the Birmingham News. Had a newspaper route. Some of you are old enough to remember a kid could have a newspaper route. And that newspaper route is the central part of my discipline and growing up and earning money as a child, throwing newspapers every day. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow. My paper route consisted of 72 papers that I mainly threw in the Collegeville housing projects and then back over near Carver High School. Some of you guys remember me as your paper boy. Rain, shine, sleet, or snow. Wasn't the coolest job, it's certainly when it dealt with children who would sometimes make jokes to me and call me a paper boy and all of that. But I'm so glad I had that paper route now looking back. Provided money in my pocket in the 5th grade, and I had a paper route at least 4 years. Every day I had to get up, I had to go to work after school. That affected my ability to be involved in a lot of other extracurricular activities at the time, certainly during school time. I could swim during the summers, but a lot of the after school programs I couldn't participate in as a child because I had a newspaper route. As soon as I got out of school, I went straight to work. Earned about $8 a week. The reason I'm talking about that now because it's on 28th Place and I'm right across the street from the branch, what's called Branch 4 for the Birmingham News, where I went to get my papers every day. And I had to spend a lot of time in this branch. I'm going to show it to you. I want to document it. I don't know if it's still a newspaper branch now for the Birmingham News, but it was certainly that and certainly a big important factor in my life and total development as a businessman. I'm going to turn right here and take a look. This white building that you're looking at right here, this is Branch 4. Just looking at the roof and kind of looking at the decay of it, maybe, and in the decline in the newspapers in general now. Probably believe that it's closed down and they don't do Birmingham newspaper, this branch here anymore because of the, of course, the decline in the technology and news. But this is the area in just outside of Collegeville in North Birmingham. 28th Place, right there would take you up to the rec center where I played tennis and basketball in North Birmingham Rec Center. And then this street right, and I boxed there too as well. And then as you move yourself around, the community has changed somewhat. And this is the street that I would come up from the projects back in the late 1960s and the early 70s, where I had my newspaper route, and it disciplined me, and I had a job, had money in my pocket, and certainly kept me from getting into a lot of extracurricular activities, illegal activities, to get quick money. That $8 a week was a lot of money, certainly when you don't have any overhead. 72, 73 on a good time, I'd throw 75 papers. And now I finally documented Branch 4, Birmingham News, where I spent a lot of my childhood working, rolling my newspapers, putting them on my bicycle, and then taking off for a day of delivery throughout the neighborhood. Got to know the neighborhood from ground up. We're in Alabama, so sure there was a lot of cold months, a lot of hot months, rainy, you name it. I had to deliver those newspapers. So proud of the job that I did as a young newspaper boy. And the older people would always tell me when I was younger in the projects, making ends meet, they would always say, "Paper boy, don't worry about them laughing at you. You keep on throwing those papers. One day when you grow up, you're gonna be somebody. This is a good job for you to have, and you're gonna develop great work ethic and all of that." I think I was around 11, 12, 13, 14 when I was hearing that. Had no idea that would really matter in the long run. I was just trying to make a couple of dollars, buy me some Converse All-Stars, be able to buy me a couple of lollipops, some cool cups, ice cream cones, and later on they built a McDonald's up the street here on the main street, and go over and get me 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, all on a Sesame Street bun. And who would know, later I would finish high school, go on to college, get my master's degree, and go right into banking and dealing with money again, as I did every day as a newspaper boy, counting that money and handling money. That's the story.